Wellness Wednesday is brought to you by Adventist Health.
Welcome back for another Wellness Wednesday. With me right now, Matt Payne with Morrison Healthcare at Adventist Health, and we've got another great recipe. I see mushrooms, and I know we were talking bacon.
Yes. So today we're going to be baking bacon shrooms, basically bacon mushrooms. We're going to make these mushrooms, give them some of that salty, umami, flavor bomb, little smokiness to them too, so we can incorporate it in a recipe we're going to do next week.
All right, because like you said, this can be incorporated into another recipe.
Yes. So we got our first two-parter.
Perfect.
And away we go. So we're using portobello mushrooms today. I love these. They got a nice meaty texture to them. Again, it's kind of mimicking that bacon texture to it. So what do we do with these things?
Yeah, what do you do with a big mushroom like that?
So we're going to clean these first. So we're just going to take out the stem. And the stem you can save for stock or any other application. And then what we want to do is these gills right here. These gills can be pretty muddy tasting, so we want to get rid of them. So just take a spoon and just kind of scrape them out. They come out really easily. If you don't get them all, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. We're going to scrape. And then dump them out. All right, and again, do you want to do one?
Sure.
All right.
And you can kind of explain kind of what we're going to do next.
Yes. So what we're going to do next, we're going to add some Worcestershire, soy sauce, a little bit of canola oil, and red miso, along with some date paste. Now the miso and the date paste are really going to give you a lot of flavor. Red miso, as compared to yellow, it has a little bit more soybean as opposed to rice.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be a deeper flavor. That's what the salt's going to come from. The date paste, that's going to give us that nice sweetness to it too.
Perfect.
All right, so we're going to cut these up.
Matt's got the butcher knife here.
I do. This is one of my favorite knives. I have a few. So.
If you don't have a good knife, then you don't have a good kitchen.
Exactly.
Would you agree?
Yes, and it's really one of those things where I have a lot of knives because I love my collecting a little bit.
Too, yeah.
But really, you need 3 knives. You need a chef's knife, you need a paring knife, and a bread knife, and that's it. So this is our red miso.
Okay. And you can buy all these ingredients at your normal Albertsons
Yes.
or Food Max or...
If you can't find red miso and all they have is yellow or white, that's totally fine. That's canola oil, Worcestershire, soy sauce, and date paste. We're using medjool dates for this, which is one of my favorites.
Never even heard of it. I just used to bacon wrap dates. That's all I know.
Exactly. So medjool dates kind of the ones that's kind of the Middle Eastern date. If there's Ramadan, that's what the date you're going to use to break your fast.
Oh, gotcha.
And then all we're doing is mixing.
Kind of pound down that paste.
Yeah, pound down the paste.
Without pounding down the mushrooms.
Exactly. If you do want to mix them beforehand, you can do that, especially if you're doing a larger batch. Mix in a blender first.
And then just pour it over the mushrooms and incorporate it.
And if you need to get your fingers in there, you can get a little bit dirty.
And then you're going to let this marinate, or?
Not too much. Let it sit just for a minute or two.
Okay.
But really, it's right into an oven, about 350 degrees.
Okay.
The one thing with this, because we do have those dates, and those dates have a lot of sugar, is that you want to make sure that you're turning them every probably 3 to 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So you do need to pay attention to it. So you're going to put them on a baking sheet.
Baking sheet.
You can either line it with parchment or not. I like
how much
generally
you want to clean?
Exactly. I generally
use
like parchment papers for that very
just
reason.
Clean.
Exactly.
All right. So then that's what it'll look like, and then you put it in the oven.
Yes.
And
And then here we have some completed ones. As
There
you
we
can
go.
see, they're going to cook down a bit
Perfect.
and have a taste. They are going to be
All right.
really strong. This is something you're not just going to eat like for breakfast.
Yeah,
like,
you're not
I
going to
have
want
a
to make
piece of
this
bacon.
and just, hey, I got lunch today.
But as you can see on the next recipe we're going to do next week, it's going to match really well with some of the
It
flavors.
goes with that. So I see what you're talking about. It doesn't taste bad, but you definitely want to bring it in with another type of plate.
Exactly.
But it's still very good. You can smell, you can taste that smoky flavor, stuff like that. So thank you so much, Matt. We can't wait for the next recipe. We'll be right back.